is Rage, and welcome back to some more Pokemon and Roll. Last episode, we helped out some professor guy who was being mugged by Team Aqua. In this episode, we're gonna go on to Reciprocity? No, that was the city we were in. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Off camera, I sort of grinded some levels, and I caught 2 Pokemon. Find Stuff and Dixie Kong. Dixie Kong is a Slack-Off, and Find Stuff is a Zigzagoon with the ability Pick Up. Pick Up randomly picks up random items, and Find Stuff found a Super Potion. Thank you, Find Stuff. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I caught Dixie Kong on camera while grinding, and so I thought one day and grab it. It has a Brave Nature, which I think increases attack. Now this is a gimmick with Slack-Offs. Of the ability Truant, it moves only every 2 turns. So after you use an attack, you have to wait 1 turn, then you can attack again. This does not affect its first evolution, Vigoroth, but it affects Slacking, its final evolution. Have the attack Scratch and the attack Yawn, which basically he lulls the foe into yawning, then sleeping in next turn. Which I'm probably going to be using in the same way I'm using Little Mac right now, basically just to inflict status ailments onto my opponents. But yeah, I still have a stuffy nose, it's sort of clearing up maybe. And my sister is obsessed with Animaniacs. Who remembers Animaniacs? I remember Animaniacs. It was a pretty good cartoon show. Oh, I loved it. My sister is basically obsessed with it right now. She gets obsessed with random things randomly. First it was Doctor Who, which I also like Doctor Who. Doctor Who is awesome. Then she started obsessing about, I do not remember what she started obsessing about, but yeah, this is Ninkata. I'll cover him a little bit, earlier, or because I barely remember what it's about. I barely used it. But yeah, she's been basically singing the Animaniacs song on repeat, and I actually had to ask her to please be quiet while I record, and she told me only after she can sing the song one last time. And oh yes, by the way, she's older than me. Sort of surprising, isn't it? And how childish some people are. Or even though they're like near their 20s. I'm 15, or am I? You will never know. And my sister's almost like 20, which is surprising by the way she acts. And it's just sort of gets annoying sometimes. The way she acts and stuff, and I don't know. Maybe because she babysits its kids. Maybe the reason why she acts so childish is because she babysits kids. And she's good at babysitting and stuff. I can't be popular if I lose. You can't be popular if you just use Ninkatas. Either. Sure, you can have ninjas. Oh, is it Ninkata? Ninjas. This happened last time on another recording I did. Of this, when I tried to do a netvlog of this, changed my mind about doing a netvlog. Then I just decided to do an ordinary playthrough. I couldn't remember the name of Ninkata's first evolution, because Ninkata has 2 separate evolutions. When it evolves, it becomes Nadinja. Yes, Nadinja. Maybe I'm thinking Greninja. Ninkata. This is irritating. Yeah, I probably said the right answer before, but I just can't specifically remember. And I can probably remember it if I just look at a picture at it, and I would probably remember it. Seriously, yeah, I'm betting you, if I see a picture of that Pokemon, I'm probably gonna remember. But I do remember Ninja because it's flippin' creepy, flippin' Cocoon. Basically, Ninkata evolves into Nadinja? I'm just gonna say Nadinja. because I can't specifically remember. Or I'm just gonna call it Nadinja, because I can't remember. Hey you, Roach dude, fight me. Hey, when it evolves into Naginja, or whatever it's called, it leaves it behind. If you have one open slot in your party and have a Pokeball, an empty Pokeball, it shall leave behind basically its like shedded skin, which becomes Ninjask, which is a Pokemon with only 1 HP, but has an ability that only allows super effective moves to actually harm it, such as if you use Flamethrower, it would harm it, but if you use like Water Gun, it wouldn't harm it at all. Which is a pretty annoying Pokemon. Luckily, it's Fire Ghost, which has a lot of weaknesses. Not a lot of weaknesses, but a few that you can get early on, such as Zigzag, not Zigzagoon, Poochyena with Spike, which is pretty dang lucky. But yeah. But seriously, sometimes I just can't remember of a name of Pokemon, but as soon as I see the picture, or as soon as I see a picture of it, I'm all like, yeah, I know that Pokemon, I know that Pokemon. Seriously! He has a full flippin' restore at the beginning of the game. Now you know that you're fighting a rich dude. When they have a full flippin' restore, I'm wasting it on a flippin' Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon! Like, seriously, man. Seriously. Why couldn't I win? Because you're a spoiled rich brat. Gonna cut that out there. I'm just talking to my future self there. Look, I'm a new YouTuber, I'm not used to editing and stuff. I did do a school thingamajig at my school where I basically did some video news. I actually like doing the video news. Next year when I go to high school, well, I'm actually going to be doing some news stuff as well. I think it's going to be fun. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to try and cut out some battles that are basically pointless. I hope you don't mind because I don't have time. You don't have time to watch me battle random trainers. But I would like to show this battle. Why? Because it's a double battle! This was introduced in this generation of Pokemon, and that's what they're called, generations. And this basically allows you to have 2 Pokemon on the field to attack. I'm going to go burn some chestnuts or some sea dots on an open fire. I get it. Yeah, it's a joke. Jokes are funny, even though I have a dry sense of humor, apparently. Because apparently I have a dry sense of humor. Odd, because I'm basically an entertainer at heart. I love entertaining people. There's a lot of strategy when it comes to double battles, and wanna know what's awesome? They made a whole game two whole games centered around double battles, which was Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which came around during, well, around Pokemon Emerald, or in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Basically, it all centered around double battles, and you could capture Pokemon called Shadow Pokemon that were held by bad Pokemon trainers, evil Pokemon trainers, and you could snag them, basically catch them from evil Pokemon trainers. But you can only catch the Shadow Pokemon. Which I thought was a pretty cool idea. I loved the game. Too bad my GameCube and my Wii are broken. My Nintendo Wii, which sort of sucks. I loved my Wii. I love my Nintendo Wii. Too bad now that it's sort of a scrap pile. Well, not much of a scrap pile. It's still intact. It's just that it just won't turn on even when it was plugged in. But behold, Magikarp! Behold its majesticness, the derp is too real, the derp! I just like Magikarp. I like Magikarp not because it evolves into Gyarados, it's because of how stupid its face is. I'm not saying Magikarp is stupid, it's just that the expression on its face just emanates stupidity. on a beautiful scale. I love it. It's entertaining. And that's why I like Magikarp, because it's just so weird. I love weird Pokemon. That's why I like Yokai. I love weird things in video games. That's the reason why I like Yokai Watch. Because it's just so weird. I love weird. I like my power source of life. It's weirdness. As I run on weirdness. And when I obtain enough weirdness, I shall become the Weird Overlord. I don't know. I'm just being weird. Oh, you want to hear a story? Remember how I was saying that Wally can get a shadow, not a shadow, shiny. He waltz off even though it won't stay shiny. Well, I'll want to hear the story of my first shiny? My first shiny that I got, I was playing Pokemon Soul Silver, the remake of Pokemon Silver, or the second game in the series, well, one of the versions, but still. I was looking for a Steelix in a cave that you can find Steelix in. Oh, yes, by the way, we are at Rustboro City. I think I was correct last time. But yeah, I was trying to find a Steelix because I found a Steelix in a cave area, and I wanted to catch it for my team. What I ended up finding was a shiny Golbat. I was all like, what the flip? I was like so surprised that I found a shiny Golbat, and I was all like, oh my god, I found a shiny Golbat without even shiny hunting. And oh my god. I named it Overlord, because I couldn't come up with a better name. Students who don't study get a little taste of my good blood. Whether or not you are a good student will be evident from the way you use. I know. We have gotten the Quick Claw. It randomly lets you be first to attack. So, like, it shall basically randomly attack. Seems like find stuff found. Found something. Take a potion. That's pretty handy. I'm going to place that on Samba, which will be very helpful in the coming up gym, which is a rock-type gym. So Cragroar won't be very helpful. Little Mac will be sort of helpful, but still. Hey there. Hello, didn't we meet before? I think back in Pembroke City. Let me introduce myself. My name's Scott, and I've been traveling everywhere in search of outstanding trainers. Because more specifically, I'm looking for our Pokemon battle experts. So, what brings you to the school? Oh, are you a trainer too? The first thing that you should do is to have a Pokemon learn the move Cut. If I remember correctly, someone in this town has Cut. Yes, the Cut Master, or the almighty Cut Master, the Lord of the move Cut. I just like overemphasizing things. I love making things sound over the top. That's my deal. Cutter's house. That just sounds so ominous, in my opinion. That determination, that determined expression, that limbo way you move, and you're well-trained Pokemon. You're obviously a school trainer! No, wait! Don't say a word. I can tell just by looking at you. I'm sure that you can put this hidden machine to good use. No need to be modest or shy. Go on, take it! We have obtained HM01, aka Cut. That hidden machine, or HM, for short, is called Cut. An HM move is one that can't be used by Pokemon outside of Earth. Any Pokemon that's lured, cut, cat, and chopped down on thin trees if the trainer has earned the Stone Badge. And unlike a TM, an HM can be used more than once. This isn't true for up to Black and White. From Black and White, you were able to use TMs and with unlimited use, which was pretty dang handy. But yeah, we have gotten Cut, which I shall teach Dixie Kong. If you don't know who Dixie Kong is, or at least what Dixie Kong's named after, she's named after the character in Donkey Kong Country. I have not played Donkey Kong Country. He returns to the Ice Age thingamajig, where they basically are all frozen in ice, and there's a lot of ice, ice. But yeah, I know Dixie Kong from some other Donkey Kong games. We're gonna look over here for some Pokemon, and before we head out for the gym, I'm going to basically grind, and I don't think any of you would like to see that. So, on the next episode, we're gonna continue to explore this route a little bit, and hopefully take on the gym leader. See you on the next level, gamers.